Hi all, right back with more Conflict of Heroes. This is solo campaign 1, mission 1 behind enemy lines. This will be my part 2. Part 1 was mainly just introduction, but we did get started. We revealed a Soviet rifle and not enough of what else happened, did it? Although it has moved adjacent to us both, but it is our turn, so we're going to get to have the first pop at that guy. However, he's probably going to respond as well. Just before kick off, I got another response from Hal just now, just when I checked before I started this off. And of course, there's a bit of to and fro in here. Regarding 5.3 AI hex movement hierarchy, the low risk move situation and whatever. Well, he was saying that I couldn't have made the move that I made because I wasn't getting closer to the unit. I was trying to suggest that I was moving towards its flank and not moving closer, and I was using 5.2 AI movement. He's come back and said that he believes that is just for normal movement. Now, okay. You know, I did, when he first said that, I thought, no, that doesn't sound right. But there might be something in that. However, because 5.2, it is called AI movement, and it comes before 5.3. It comes before everything here. It's all in a kind of order. I still think it's a bit of a mismatch in how you can work out that. I mean, okay, he refers to 5.3.2 as being a step below 5.3, and I get that. I know how, in particular war game rules kind of work. 5.2, I've got 5.2, 5.2.1, 5.2.2, which that's all about the AI movement. But I mean, I've asked him back. I said, okay, I was like, I'm not convinced here though, because how the 5.2 is about making a movement with an AI that is not going to end up getting closer. It's not getting further away. It's going to stay the same distance. And basically asking there, if it's normal AI movement, how are you ever going to not be able to move closer? Okay, now. I've been starting to think about that, and I've thought, is there a case that could occur? Is it possible that you could just the reason I'm saying it applies to low risk moves is because it's more likely that you're not going to be able to move closer with a low risk move than what you are with a normal movement. So I'm trying to think. I'm trying to sort of say it myself, and. Then when I started thinking about that, I thought, well, hold on. If it's called AI movement, that takes in low risk movement too, does it not? Surely that's not just if AI movement just means normal movement, I'm not getting it. I'm no. If this is the intention, then by all means, but. I'm not seeing that clear in the rules, but Hal does seem to see it this way. So, anyway. So when are you ever going to? Have we ever had an AI normal movement that wasn't able to move closer to a unit? I don't think I've played. I don't think so. If you can give me an example of that. Now I was trying to think. Let's just say. The AI won't stack, right? So this is only way I can think that it maybe doesn't get closer, because right now, if that AI was to get an instruction to move closer to its closest unit, it would move into close combat. It would move in there. It's not if it got a low risk move to do it, it wouldn't do it. But if it got a normal movement order to move closer to one of these, I mean, it's not going to, because it's going to get a fire order first. And I'm not sure how they ever move into close combat. Actually, that's an interesting thought. because I don't think there's ever an instruction. Is there ever a priority short range order that selects move? We've got disengage, rally, fire, pivot. I'm not sure. Well, hold on. He could be not facing. I could be like that. However, low risk move's not going to go into there, so no, I don't know how you can achieve that one. Actually, that's quite the thing as well. More questions. I'm sure, but well, to be honest, I've came across that question online about if it's a move towards, will it move into close combat? So that might be worth a look how that actually happens, because you can that's not true. If you had a vehicle unit that had multiple moves, then that could move into close combat, because if it was there, it could move 1, 2 into close combat. So maybe that's the whole point of that one. But generally, they're not going to do it. But why not? We would do it as an infantry unit. We would. In fact, I've done it in the last scenario down this area when it was the last scenario, and I moved into close combat. So maybe it's just something that the AI don't generally sort of take on. I don't know. Anyway, that's getting us off track there. So what I was trying to think about was when in a normal movement would the AI not be able to move towards the unit, and the only way I could think of is if we've got some counters. Let's grab a couple of things out of here. Let's just create something here, right? I've never came across this situation, but that's not to say that it's not written in the rules, because it might happen. Although with these rules, I'm not so sure. But anyway, there you go. There's a scenario I can think of that the AI cannot move closer. Let's just say it was facing that way, because that might make it more clear. So I don't know how this unit could get the move order though in the first place. I don't know. If these were spent, yeah, that would work, right? Okay, we're trying here. We're trying. So if these were spent and this was the situation, AI closest to a unit move towards, right? He cannot move towards there. So there you go. I'm giving an example here when it could happen. I've never experienced this situation, but again, that's not to say that it couldn't happen. There you go. This situation could actually happen. So this is the only way I can think that what you're talking about there, Hal, referring to just normal movement. I mean, it just says AI movement. I don't know. AI movement that does not increase the number of hexes to the target. If an AI cannot move in a way that decreases the number of hexes to the target, it may instead move to a target's flank, move into cover, or pivot. In this situation here, I don't know. I mean, yes, I suppose that's moving towards his flank more than what that is. Yeah, that would be a move. So I suppose I'm not convinced. I'm sorry. I'm not convinced that is how that rule's just covering for that scenario. It could be though. It could be. It's possible. But if you're telling me that only applies to normal movement and not low risk movement, then you know what? If somebody tells me, if the designer was to come on and tell me that, and I'm not challenging how you're reading the rules, but I'm not convinced by that one at all. I'm not. But yeah, it could be possible. Not for me though. But okay. And that situation, like I just showed you, I've never came across it at all. Anytime there's a normal move to odds, you can always make it. I've always been able to make it. I suppose I have just showed something that you couldn't do it. So maybe that's it. Maybe that's only built in there for that special situation. But not convinced. I need more proof. I need something more to sort of tell me. Yeah, it's not doing it for me, I'm afraid. I've been willing to accept some of the other stuff, but not that one. Not for now anyway. I need more. Okay, let's move on, and it's our turn, right? So what we're going to do? We're going to fire, aren't we? Yeah, and well, it doesn't really matter which one carries us out. I don't like this guy having his flank to this guy, so I think it's probably better we take more chances spending this guy, although this guy's here as well, so yeah, it's probably 6 and 2 threes, as they say, 6.5 dozen or whatever. So we attack. We're 4 plus the 3 for close range. He is in a light, wooden building. So that's just a +1, that, isn't it? It's a +1 to move in it. It gives a +1 defensive modifier. Yeah, stone buildings are +2. Okay, so 7 against 12 +1. 7 against 13 is a 6. Now we're full with caps. We've got a complete 7 caps here. I think we should do this. So 7 against 13 is a 6. But we've got a chance of taking this guy out. Let's spend our 2 caps. Sorry, I was trying to show you that. Right, I moved from 7 to 5. So that is now 9 against 13. So we're looking for an 8. We're not looking for a 4 here. We're looking for an 8. And, I mean, I've not been doing very well here. So is that the right choice, Grant? Should you be just chucking your caps at that unit? I think so, because my thinking here is we don't take that guy out. He's firing back. I mean, I suppose you could say that all the time. You could always say that. I mean, it wouldn't matter if that guy wasn't there. He's still going to fire back on me, isn't he? So is that not a bit, nah? No, I do feel like using the caps here. So what did I say? It was 7 against 13, so now it's 9 against 13. So we need a 4. And like I just said, what I really mean is I need an 8. So here we go. Give me an 8 and let's just start this in style. Come on. Yes. Okay, that's a bit too much, but I'll take it. Yeah, that means, was that a waste of caps? It was, wasn't it? What was that? 7 against 13 needed a 6 and got an 11. Yeah, it was way overkill. I didn't even need to spend the caps. Right, this guy's gone. Because we've just critically hit him. We rolled an 11 plus the 9 that we had. We rolled a 20 against his 13. We were 7 above it. So he's gone. I'll just put him there. And we are going to... No, are we getting a victory point? No, we don't. That was something I forgot to highlight, although I read it out. But we don't score for eliminating a Soviet unit. We score from taking the Soviet control marker. We score for each unit that exits the west side of the map after the Soviet control markers have been removed. That's the only way we score. So we are not scoring a point there. However, we are still going to take a command card. So the next command card, we are going to take out the deck, and then we're going to shuffle this up, and then we're going to check for right, command order car. Yeah, I'll just put it up there. Not to be confused with... Yeah, I better do it like that. So I'm going to shuffle this up now, and then we'll check for our spin. Okay, we interrupt this program. Yeah, but away looking for things. Just starting to... Some things kind of bug me and wondering, and just seeing if I can resolve some things here. Because obviously, what Hal's saying is starting to get me thinking. Is he right with us? And I do feel kind of strong that it's not the case. So, I looked up the quote again from the designer, and yes, when I said this was back in 2016, that was a post from 2016 quoting the designer from 2015. So we're going back even further. But just looking at this quote again, and the title of the thread is "Low risk move towards, skip or move sideways, question mark." And I'm not going to read what it starts off by. I just want to read the quote again from the designer. In section 5.3, the rules for towards say the AI... this is now section 5.2, which shows you the rules for towards. Say the AI may sometimes move into a hex that is the same distance from a unit. Now he carries on. If a unit cannot low risk move into a hex that is closer, it will move into a hex that is the same distance but closer to an enemy's flank if it can. Right there, that tells me that you can have a low risk move and it doesn't have to move closer. I know this is a post from way back, but I'm still not. I'm not buying it. I'm not buying it, Hal, I'm afraid. So I need more. You need to give me more, like I've said. However, when I was looking for this, I also came across an excellent thread. There's a lot of questions on this, and in particular, low risk moves. That's why I brought up this, just to see if I can... I know this is in between this campaign, but Doug, what's his name? Doug Click. That's the name that's shown here. Doug Click. So, like I say, the guys, I'm not gonna read the question that the guy's asking. He's wanting to understand what low risk moves. He's talking about he quotes it as 5.31. It's 5.3.2. Has me a little confused. It states that restrictions are in addition to the standard move hierarchy. Blah blah blah. I'm not going to read that, but what I came across was Doug's pretty thorough with his answers about things, and yeah, I know he's known to prefer Rule 42 as well, but that's fine. But he's talking rules here, right? So he's laid it out here, and he's got text in black and text in red, and the text that's in red, he's saying orange, is for 5.3.2, which is low risk moves, and the text in black is for 5.3. Now, I haven't read through this and studied it, but I would recommend that this is worth a look, and that's why I brought it up here, and then thought, can we show a couple of examples reading through this? Just try not to spend too much time though, Grant, because you're in the middle of your campaign here. But however, so, and the text starts off in black, so I'll tell you about if it's a low risk move and whatever. So he says, if the AI is not in a fire zone, right, and this is for normal movement, okay? So let me try and set something up here. Just simply like that, right? Sorry, it was not in a fire zone. If the AI is not in a fire zone, right? Let me try and set something up. I guess that does, doesn't it? Right? We're the player, the Soviets are the AI. Okay, if the AI is not in a fire zone, right? He's not in a fire zone there, right? This is normal movement. The AI will move to a hex that is a fewer number of hexes from the target. He moves in there, right? He does that. That's what he does. If he's there, he moves in there. He's not in a fire zone. He's not caring. He's just not in a fire zone. And hang on. Yeah, it still doesn't matter. He's moving into a fire zone. He doesn't care. If he's not in a fire zone for normal movement, he just moves in, right? Now, and then he's got it in red, but not into a short range fire zone, nor into close combat. That means for a low risk move. So now we're looking at a low risk move, right? Then he'll not move in there because he's now in that short range fire zone. Close combat is only, yeah, I was looking at that, and that can only be vehicles that do that. So if we've got, right, I've not got a vehicle handy, but let's just say that's got a movement of 2, right? And they change the rule about that the vehicle wants to get in the unit's flank or something. It won't move into close combat. I think even with normal movement, I'm not going to go into that anyway. Let's just talk infantry. But the only way they can move into close combat, I believe, would be if it's a vehicle that's got 2, it can move 2 hexes or more, maybe 3. So that's that one, right? Now, then it carries on in the red, right? If the AI is not in a fire zone, so let's just see if we can keep that scenario. The AI will move into another non-fire zone hex that is closer, right? This is for low-risk moves. So can he do that? No. Well, let's just say it was like that. I know that's a bit simple. So there we've got a low-risk move towards... He's not in a fire zone. Can he move into another non-fire zone hex that is closer? Yes, he can. He moves in there. That's fine. If he's sitting there, I don't think he can achieve that. He can't move into another non-fire zone hex that is closer to the unit. Yeah, I mean, if he was here, he could move in there. That's fine. That's fine. Remember, he can never move into things. So that one's fine. I've got that. The next one is in red as well, so it's a low-risk move. The AI will move into a fire zone hex that has a DM that is closer. Okay, give me a sec. Okay, change things slightly there. Now, this is the one that got me. This is the one that I didn't want to do. And I eventually done it and eventually accepted it, okay? So we've got this situation. That guy wants the low-risk move towards that. So my thinking is, he's 1, 2, 3 away. My thinking is, if I move in there, I'm in a fire zone. I've got closer, but I'm in a fire zone. If I move in there, I'm not got closer. And if I move in there, and this was kind of like what I wanted to do, I'm still not in a fire zone, but I'm in cover, but I've not got closer. And this is kind of like what I like to do because I'm moving towards his flank or even maybe the other way. However, this is Doug's view, and I agree with this. I'm saying I'm accepting this one. The AI will move into a fire zone hex. So remember, we're looking at AI that is not in a fire zone here, and he's not in a fire zone. So in red, low risk move, the AI will move into a fire zone hex that has a DM that is closer. So he's saying that you can do that and get closer. And I've accepted that now. I wasn't at first, but I am now. So that's good, okay? So then we go back, it's in the black again. So let's just, I don't know, let me read it first, hang on. So this is in the black, so normal movement back again. So if the AI has a choice, so we've got a choice here, right? Moving in there or moving in there, right? And remember, this is normal movement. Let me get these facing right. Let's just say it's like that. If the AI has a choice, the AI will move into the highest defensive modifier. Oh, okay, I could have given you a better example of that. Let me just say, can we go... Yeah, we can go there. We can go there. So normal move, is he going to go there or there? He's going to go there because it's the highest modifier, right? Fair enough. Right, let's move that one back to there. That's simple. Then the AI will move towards the enemy's flank. So if it's a choice between the same modified hex, would he go there or there? Well, there he goes. He goes there. He's moving, well, yeah, move towards the enemy's flank. That's more towards the flank than what that is, isn't it? That's front on. So yes, I'm all for that. Good. Okay, that's normal movement. However, back to low risk movement. Again, if the AI is not in a fire zone, give me a second. Right, so back to low risk movement. In the red, if the AI cannot move closer, it will repeat the steps above to try to improve its position without increasing distance, i.e. it'll move out of a fire zone, or it'll move into a DM, or it'll move towards the flank. So he's saying there that it can keep the same distance, but it can still achieve these. So right there, this unit with a low risk move, right? Okay, let's just say that. Right, can I do it better? Hang on. Yeah, I think this works. Maybe. So we've got a low risk move towards here. So what Doug is saying is, we're in a fire zone. Can we move into a non-fire zone hex that is closer? No. We could move into there, which is not it's not a good example. Give me a second. I think this might be it. Right, so again, no, it's not. Because we need an example of him being not in a fire zone. Right, give me a sec. Yeah, I want to think maybe this one, but then no, he's moving into a fire zone. However, this is a tricky one. So he's not in a fire zone there. If the eye cannot move closer, it will repeat the steps above to try and improve its position without increasing distance. We know it can't increase distance. So first one is move out of a fire zone. Well, we're looking at the situation as the eye is not starting in a fire zone, so that one doesn't apply. Or in a DM or towards the flank. So right there, rather than increasing distance, we can move there, like that, into his flank. From there, we can low risk move into there, into his flank. And that's what I'm trying to do. I'm not increasing the distance, and I'm not reducing the distance, which I know is a priority, I get it, but sometimes you can't do it, and even, like, this has been explained here. So either into the flank, or in actual fact, this guy could, I don't know what one would take priority here, he could actually move into there, although he's moving into a fire zone there. So that one, yeah, that one gives me a choice. What do we do? Do we move into a DM hex that's in the fire zone, or do we move into the flank that's not in the fire zone? I mean, I kind of prefer this one, feeling this one's, but I could see, I don't think he's really covering that one there. If we're not in a fire zone, he'll move into another non-fire zone hex that's closer, right? Can't do that. If the eye will move into a fire zone hex that has a DM that is closer. So that's a fire zone hex that has a DM, but it's not closer. So that's the thing. So I don't think that does apply that choice. However, that one does. I mean, he says it there. If the eye cannot move closer, it will repeat the steps above to try and improve its position without increasing distance, i.e. move out of fire zone or into DM or towards a flank. No, it's not actually. It could be there or there, couldn't it? And in actual fact, because of the priorities in 5.3, whereas highest defensive modifier comes with 4 towards the flank, I think that would be the move over that one then. Okay, I maybe accept that. Right, okay. So, and then there's randomly determine which of the hexes the eye will move into by assigning each hex a number. That's in black, not a low risk option. So you don't randomize in a low risk situation, I don't believe, no. So you'd only do that in normal movement. Okay, I think that's really good. Hopefully that shines some light as well for you, Hal, as well. We'll have a look at that thread. What did I say it was called? Understanding low risk moves. And this was only back in 2020, so okay, that's 3 years ago as well. So, but I mean, it's a more up-to-date one than what I've spoke about. And just to carry on a little bit, so he's also got a section on if it's in a fire zone. So let's have a look at that. Okay, might need to change this for low risk, but normal movement, in a fire zone, this is for just normal movement. The eye will move to a hex that is a fewer number of hexes from the target. So in that situation there, that doesn't help because he's like 1, 2, 3 away. That's the only hex he can move into. He's quite happy to move into that. Doesn't care. It's not a low risk move. It's just a normal move. Let's start there because that follows up. That's where I should have put it. So normal move, he'll move in there. He'll move into short range. However, if it's a low risk move, he will not move into short range in his fire zone, nor into close combat, which can only be a vehicle that will do that. Hang on. Okay, I think the next part is suggesting that if he had a choice, he would also move out of a fire zone if he was moving closer. That doesn't help, does it? No. Wait a minute, see if I can... Yeah, I can't quite find that. It just says the AI will move out of a fire zone. I'm not sure, I'm a little confused on that one. And this is still just basic movement. However, if it's going back to low risk again, in a fire zone... Okay, so this one doesn't even mention getting closer, right? We've got a low risk move situation here. And this is in the red, so the AI will move into a DM hex that is the same or higher starting hex's DM. It will never move into a lower DM. But then you could say, well, he won't move in there though, because we know he won't move into short range. So in that situation, he could move into there or there. I'm reading that as there or there. He's not getting closer, and he's going to move into there. That's what I'm reading at. He's not saying here that it needs to be getting closer. And he has said that, I mean, from the start, normal movement in a fire zone, the AI will move into a hex that has a fewer number of hexes from the target. And this is the low risk one. The AI will move into a DM hex that is the same or higher starting hex's DM. It will never move into a lower DM. Okay? And then it goes back to normal movement. The AI will move towards an enemy's flank. So again, that's not getting closer. Well, if you were there, you would move into his flank. Doesn't it have to be getting closer, that one? There's no talk of that. And then in the red again, so this is low risk. If the AI cannot move closer, it will repeat the steps above to try and improve its position without increasing distance, i.e. move out of fire zone or into a DM or towards flank. But if the AI cannot move, it will pivot towards a flanking unit if there is one. And then randomly determine, again we're back to normal movement, not low risk movement. They would randomly decide. He says also don't forget 5.4, which is vehicles, is it? No, multiple hex moves. AI vehicles will not move into a hex that prevents bonus movement and costs more than 1 AP unless the vehicle is executing a low risk move or executing a command order card, since they do not require APs. Yeah, that it's titled multiple hex moves 5.4, but that's what it's talking about. So I think that's a really good post, really good. Yeah, that helps me as well. That is, I'm going to keep that one at hand. Now, whether that guy's got it all right or not, I don't know. I think he has, to be honest. But there you go. Right, okay. Okay, back to, let's resume normal viewing. Although I can't remember where I was at. Well, shuffled up the deck. We've not done a spent check. That was silly, to leave it at that. But I don't recall doing a spent check, so I think that's where we're at. And it was this guy that attacked, wasn't it? So he's got a check on a 2. Yeah, I couldn't have done the spent check because there's no cards. The deck's just been shuffled here. This was the card we removed. So it's just been shuffled, and I've not drawn our card. So I obviously haven't done that, which was kind of silly to leave it at that. But we're on it. So checking on a 2 for that guy. It's a 4. Good. Okay, so back to the AI and 34 minutes. Did I cut apart or am I only 34 minutes in? I know I didn't do an awful lot, and then I started away down that rabbit hole that I keep going down, or different rabbit holes. Yeah, no, I don't think I did. I don't think I cut a part. So, right, let's get another part finished up here then. I've got another 15 minutes in me yet, and then I'll need to call it a night, I think. So, back to the AI, and there's lots of them. So, well, there you go. We got a command order card. That guy would, well, no, it wouldn't have mattered. He was going to do stuff anyway, wasn't he? Right, so a blue command order card. What do we have? Well, now there is no short range. There's no close combat short range counter actions. I'm not going to swing around. I'm just going to read them again because actually maybe because we fired, didn't we? So the first one doesn't. If the player passed, well, we didn't pass. The next part of it, there's two parts to the counter actions. The AI COSIS. Oh, right. Stop. I forgot. We fired, didn't we? We need we'll just use that red cube for now. Which is probably fine. So he's got the muzzle flash on him, isn't he? So he's fired. So his location gives a normal line of sight range. So this guy here, for instance, can see 5 hexes away and whatever. Yeah, okay, and it's just for the time that he fired, and this turn for the AI, and then we take it off after the end of this turn. And any time that somebody fires, I knew I would forget this. I think I did say, didn't I? The other one I'm going to have to remember is... Well, no, I don't think I did say about that. I think I just specifically said night was going to bother me. The other one, if I draw a German unit out the cup, I'm going to get to draw a bonus, an action card. So I kind of want to remember that one. So it says the AI closest to unit that fired, fire +1 caps. Oh yeah, this guy can. So remember, he's 3 away, but we've lit that hex up so they can see us. He can't see us. He can't see us. I want to say he can't. That might be wrong. No, yeah, that's blocking. Yeah, so this guy can fire. So AI closest to unit that fired, fire +1 caps, or move to odds. But no, you can fire. But what we need to do now is, we need to reveal this guy, don't we? So give me a second. Right, so because he's the most eligible to carry out this, which he is, the AI closest, he's the AI closest and he can fire, then we're going to reveal him. Remember, this could turn out to be one of our guys, and that doesn't necessarily mean it's a good thing because it means he's still going to fire at us. So I'm going to shuffle things up, and... You know, in some ways you want a German unit. I don't want to then have him hit me. So, right, what we got? And I have... Oh, and there's a machine gun as well. Okay, so... Again, I mean... Yeah, you've got to face him in the direction of the unit. I mean... I think normally it's probably my choice, but I don't think I'm allowed to point him another way. He's got to fire on this. He's not in cover. He does have a 12 defense, and unfortunately, because it's flank, it's still 12. So, what are we doing here? Yeah, we're carrying out counter actions. Oh, that's +1 cap as well. So it's 5 against 12. Yeah, 5 against 12. So he needs a 7 to shoot his own guy. Come on, be nice. Oh. Yeah. No words. No words. My. 2 6s again. How many times have I rolled double six? I mean, okay, I've rolled a lot of dice, I get that, but... So he needed a 7. If he was to get 4 more than a 7, it would be a critical hit. 4 more than a 7's an 11. He rolled a 12. That guy's dead. So he goes in the cap track on the 7 space. They gain a victory point. Yes, they gain for eliminating us. We don't gain for eliminating them. So he's up to 2. Our Pioneers is on the cap track. That's cruel. That is cruel. And that goes on there. Now, something else I read, which I hadn't thought about at the time, and I'm not so sure, watching back some playthroughs, Kurt done a playthrough of this one too, that he maybe triggered this one. But, well, let me see if I can show you it in the rules. I'm not 100% sure about this one, but because it doesn't, again, it could do with a bit more information just to make sure that you're grasping things right. This was a blue command order card, right? However, it says rumoured enemies RE are counted for mission. RE are not counted for mission track advance. If during the AI's turn an RE is revealed as a German unit, this German unit must still execute the order, even if it fires on another German unit. Nighttime battle confusion. Okay, so that's what happened. Yes, he did critically hit us. Yes. It then says the revealed German unit must then make a spent check. This action counts as the AI's turn. So I'm sort of thinking that even though this is a command card, that we still need to do a spent check on him. It's not something I would have thought about initially, but it doesn't really word it in a way that sort of, I'd like if it, if it was to allow it to be not a spent check because it was a blue command order card, you'd like to think it maybe said that. And remember, it's us firing on us, but then it's this card that's doing it. I don't know. But then we wouldn't be able to benefit from the free bit of this card, but then we wouldn't be using this card to fire in the first place, would we? So, not sure about that one. I wonder if there's a question out there. Well, it's too late at night for it, to be honest, Grant. I'm going to just go by what's written there. The revealed German unit must then make a spent check. Hang on. Yeah. If during the AI's, this is the AI's turn, an RE is revealed as German unit, this German unit must still execute the order, even if it fires or not. I mean, surely it would say, look, unless it was a command order card. It doesn't say that, so this guy's going to take a spent check on a 2. Something feels wrong about it, but I'm just going to do it. Right, we got a 4, so we're okay there. Right, I think I'm close to... Right, that was their turn though. That was still their turn, so it is our turn now. And remember, that'll only stay on for their turn, and then our turn as well. So in actual fact, I can take that off, can't I? Yeah, because it's our turn. So that... Oops. No, I've just thrown it on the floor. I better get that, because wee dog's here. Right, okay, just another couple of turns, I think. We'll have one more turn, let the AI have a turn, and then call it for the night, I think, because, yeah, it was getting a bit late. And we're delving into that situation. I was up at the computer for a while looking at that, and that it's probably added another half hour or so into this video if you were to see it all. Okay, so that was bad. But we do have a light machine gun on the board, so what are we going to do now? I don't know. Just make a move, I guess. I want to try and get down this way, don't I? I need to try and move. So I'm going to move this guy. Yeah, it means he's moving into the building. And then turning that way to finish. It's going to be a check on a 2 though, because he's moved into a wooden building. And we're spent. Oh dear. Well, that was not good either. Right, okay, one last AI turn for the night, I think. Right, here we go. Reshuffle deck after action, right? I put the deck on top to remind me. And discard pile on top of the deck. So what we got? It's not a blue card. Not that that's that relevant just now. Everyone's fresh. Nothing up close. Counter actions again. If the player passed, we did not. AI closest to unit that fired. Well, we didn't fire that time. So no counter actions. Hit AI, there is not. AI closest to the lowest defensive fresh unit, fire +1 caps. I don't think anyone can fire. Remember, we're back to he's not got that. Oops, I'm not really showing you. He's the only fresh unit we've got, but he's not within 2. He's not got the muzzle flash on him. So nothing can fire at him. In fact, nothing can fire at them, either of them, because it needs to be within 2 hexes. So there's no firing going on. We should sort of clear that up before we look on. So there's no hit AI, there's no firing. Mobile AI closest to a fresh unit that just acted. No, because the unit that just acted is now spent. Execute mission orders. Right, don't think we've looked at them. So mission orders. Oh, Jesus. All fresh RE with the same symbol as the active order card symbol. Move 2 hexes towards the nearest control marker. And then you make 1 spent check for all RE. All fresh RE with the same symbol as the active order card symbol. Right. So what it's meaning there is, you see that diamond beside the card number? So all the REs that have a white diamond, I think that might be relevant, a white diamond are going to, and assuming they're fresh, which they all are actually, they're going to move 2 hexes towards the nearest control marker. It doesn't say low risk move or anything like that. Well, I suppose they're moving to control marker, aren't they? So, okay, let's have a look for, we need to zoom out, for white diamonds. There's one there. That's a grey circle, that's a pink triangle. Right, let's just find the white diamonds, Grant. There's one there, there's one there. That's a circle, that's a circle. I want to say that might be a triangle, that one actually. Yeah, that one's a triangle. That's a grey diamond. Right, there's 2. There's 2. And I shuffled them about a little bit before I brought them on, board. Because I remember there being a sort of bit like this where it kind of affects them. Not that they're like in the box in any kind of order, it's just kind of random. So these two are going to move 2 hexes towards the nearest control marker. Well, this guy's just going to go 1, 2, right? And this guy's going to go 1. Well, okay, if you want to keep things right, because That's definitely his first hex, I think. Well, that's not technically true, but he could go 1, 2, but that's kind of silly because it's going through the building. Oh, you know what? I'm going to go 1 into there, and I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Maybe that's a wee rule 42 there. Grant, you've just kicked in there, avoiding the stone building. Dear me. Right, it was a 4, so it's into there. So he moved 2, he moved 2. The check is on a 1 for them, which would be nice to see. I've got to reshuffle, but we'll do the check first. That was right, innit? All fresh RE with the same symbol as active order card symbol. Move 2 hexes towards the nearest control marker. Make 1 spent check for all RE. Right, so I'm going to do a spent check and then I'll shuffle. On a 1. 2. See if your HUD went through the stone building there. Yeah, okay. Right, so it's going to be a shuffle up and I'm going to call it. We've got 50 minutes in there as well. That's fine. And I know I inserted a little bit there talking about low risk moves and things. I don't know. Maybe just I feel like it was getting somewhere. I'm not blaming Hal for it. But I feel like he might be heading in the wrong direction slightly. I still could be wrong, Hal. I still could be wrong, but I'm just trying to make sure that we're both getting things right, and we want to play it right. And the problem is, I get the impression you said already that you're okay about picking the right moves and rule 42 and whatever, and I'm not like that. So that's where there's a problem with it for me, and obviously and I'm in the minority. I do quite believe I'm in the minority. I don't think I'm the only one, but I'm in the minority of just move the unit there, Grant. Just do it. Well, look, I chose not to move through that stone building there, which I think, going by the rules, I probably should have rolled off between the 2 hexes. So there you go. There was a wee sneaky wee rule 42 just before we finish, I think. Right. Okay. I might get back to tomorrow to some. Yeah, I probably will a little bit now that I've got this started and kicked off, and and we'll see where it takes us. I want to be careful not to burn myself out with this though. So I'm sort of thinking I should maybe move back to the table or something. I say that the thought of Fields of Fire on my mind is like, that's really itching me that. I'd love to set it up, but I wish it was coming sooner than it is, and they've said they're hoping to get, that was a sort of like, it's hoping to be by the end of the year, and that can be worrying. That could mean that it's not going to be this year, and it's going to go into next year, and before you know it, it's the spring of next year. I mean, hopefully not. I'm still hopeful that it comes before the end of the year, but it's then make me think, well, just get into it now, Grant. Just get it started. But I think when that hits the table, by the way, I think I'm going to be at that for a while, because it's really good. I really got something out of that. It's one of those games. Maybe the game I would take on a desert island with me, maybe. There's a few contenders, maybe, but I don't know. I just feel like that could, keep you going for. Well, there is the other one. There's 2 or 3 other ones. I'm sure Mr. Butterfield's games would come into it as well. Anyway, okay, right. I'll be back tomorrow. That's enough for tonight. Okay, cheers.